Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Now, since May, we've been collaborating with the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago to bring you a whole bunch of fantastic artists on the Now Morning Show, and this week is no different. I want to introduce you this morning to Deborah Clement. Good morning to you, Deborah.
Morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
Welcome to the show.
Such a lovely early morning.
Such a lovely early morning. Yeah, how much sarcasm is dripping out from Deborah there. We appreciate you waking up this early, Deborah. I know that most artists tend to tell us, wow, they just have you coming so early. Like, they don't like to come early. But I'm really happy that you chose to come and, of course, to share your work with us.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career so far in art?
Well, I used to be a teacher way back in the day. I taught for a million years. I taught at UE as well.
Okay.
So now I'm retired.
So you're just enjoying life and painting.
I don't have to face traffic to go nowhere.
Well, to be fair, you didn't have to face traffic to come here this morning. Just get up a little early, a little earlier than usual.
I don't know where people come out at 4.
Yeah,
Yes,
people do.
To avoid the traffic
Yeah.
and then
So
create
we
more
get
traffic.
to watch Now Morning Show rerun.
You see.
At our leisure, at our convenience. We have to get up early.
Well, you're going to be able to hopefully see yourself a little bit later today in the rerun.
Say that.
Let's talk about your artwork, because I noticed something in your bio as well, talking about you use the term cross-contamination for the methods and your application. So share with us a little bit about that.
But as a teacher, you know, you're a purist, as an educator. Watercolor is watercolor. You can't have acrylic in watercolor. You can, and drawing and so on. But given the time we live in, I mean, 2020 was a phenomenon, and then we can do what we want now, unless unless it's for CXC. In which case, if it is a watercolor, you will keep it a watercolor.
Right.
If it is a print, it needs to just be a print. Okay. So if it's a painting, it cannot be a drawing.
Right.
Right.
So that's the rules that they give for tests and exams and all that stuff. But outside of that, no, because you're retired.
I'm
See, I
retired.
don't worry
So you
about
can
no
do what you
exam.
want.
And
If T falls on my paper, you always tell students, if T falls on your work, make it part of the work. But that doesn't work for certain things like print and so on. It doesn't work for that. But I can do that now.
Yes, you can.
And we see that you definitely have been doing some interestingly abstract things that mix together different textures. Well, can we go through them one by one?
Sure.
All right. So let's start with the
Appreciate
King and Queen for a day.
Yes.
Tell us about that one.
So that is a front. I try different techniques because I've taught for a while, so I've taught different techniques. So this is a frottage drawing.
What is frottage?
Frottage is, you know, when you have your little 25 cents and you put it on the paper and you rub it with your pencil. It's a rubbing.
Okay.
It's an art genre. So people go in the cemetery and they go around doing headstones and so on. We do that. So you collect textures.
I've never heard of that before. People do that.
either.
Yes.
Okay.
Frottage,
Really?
collage, fumage, there are all these age, montage.
Age.
Yes. So frottage, you go around collecting textures. And then for me, I try to pick out what it says, turn it, and then I try to erase and adjust it so it makes a statement.
Definitely makes a statement.
But this is this one here?
Yes, this one.
This
So
one.
you're picking, or you're making order out of chaos.
Okay. This is the King of Spades, correct?
No, that one is
no,
King
King
and
of Spades.
This one is King and Queen for a day.
Yeah,
So this is the one you're talking about that you rubbed off. What did you rub off exactly?
I had to erase some for that hummingbird there.
Right.
Bird at the top. I had to erase some of that. For those bubbles in the pan, I had to make them rounder.
Right. No, but what were you drawing? What were you shading on top of? You said you
It's
had to.
watercolor paper,
Oh, okay.
and I use graphite. It's a very greasy graphite.
Okay.
Okay.
Thick.
No, one of the things I find so fascinating about this piece in particular is the fact that every time you look at it, you see something different. So, if I'm not mistaken, is that the Midnight Robber there
Yes.
as well?
Yes.
Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's on the screen right now. Look at that. Captivating.
I like
So
my
how do
work.
you
I like
decide
to
which?
embed things in my work.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
decide what you're embedding in the work?
Well, half the time it does come up, because it is there. And sometimes the frottage, you can't remove it
Yeah.
because it's so greasy. So you make it something. So I want my work to be such that you never get bored watching it.
Oh, that's
You
true.
always see something new.
And well, as I look at it now, I realize you also play with negative space a lot on it.
Very good. Then you paid attention.
We're doing this since May, right? I've done I could be an art connoisseur.
That is lovely. That is lovely. Yeah. Negative space is very important to the artist. That and light.
All right. Let's move on to another one. Unity or UNITY.
That's that.
That's this one in the back
Yeah.
here. Well, of course, the one behind me. Unity.
Yeah.
Tell us about the inspiration for that one.
Well, I did another one, is two, that for Arnhem's Carnival show.
Right.
And that's all. And this one I was working on. I used it for a show in Mexico.
Oh, very nice.
Daniel and James. And I use it also for this NGO that I help with sometimes, Caring Hands, Chosen Hands NGO,
Right.
with Anika Plowden.
Yeah.
She goes to St. Jude's and so on, so we use it. It's leather paint and textile paint.
Leather paint and
Am I seeing beads as well?
You're seeing foil.
It's foil.
Foil.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a foiling technique you can use as well.
And I find it very interesting that you give the Moko Jumbi not just the regular feet that we're accustomed to, but they get wooden hands too.
Yeah, pan sticks.
It's pan sticks. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the things I find so interesting about this piece as well is the choice of color, because we see our national colors there as well, but we also see some colors from the elements.
The T in Unity is very important.
Why was it important?
Because I did another one, T and T, Moko Jumbis, in the national colors.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm trying to see what else I can see in this beautiful piece.
Yeah, take your time. So in negative spaces, I have some other musicians playing.
Yeah.
In white.
Yeah, in
and white
white.
shadows in the back. Right.
And I see other instruments as well.
Yeah.
I see a guitar.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where are you seeing the guitar?
Look down there by the
I
you.
see.
Wow.
Nice, man. I love that you keep hiding all these like little candy.
Sometimes it's
Eggs.
there,
Yeah.
and you just say, okay, if you're there, just,
Just bring it out a little bit.
take a play. Yeah.
All right. So the King of Spades is the next one we're gonna look at, which is between the two that we just saw.
Yeah.
Tell us about the King of Spades.
Well, that's when I first started doing some real art, when I retired. That was one of the first pieces I did. And it's because I'm looking at our situation. This is in 2014. You teach children and people tell you that black boy over there, miss, and none of them in white. So you wonder, why is it that we still are this way?
Yep.
Wendy Nanan has a nice exhibition now.
Okay.
That's speaking about our self-image and why we still represent ourselves certain ways. And so I want to do something that shows that black or white, this face could be the same, but the color is what we see.
Yeah.
Right? And so all that, the images of slavery and inside there.
Yeah.
Also see, you do have on this some words as well, soul down the river, cotton picking hands, and so much more.
No, people used to call people Neffy Blue and all, egg, and those words that were terms of endearment, but we can't use them anymore.
No, well.
So
How long, sorry.
Go ahead.
How long would something like this, I mean, this is definitely, of course, something that you drew from deep inside yourself and experiences. So how long would it taken you to create this piece?
Well, that took me a few months because, of course, I added a few things at a time, and then as you read other writers, you get another idea and you add something else. And you say, So it takes a while until it says, okay, I'm done. Don't put nothing else.
What do you use as inspiration when you want to get into that artistic space, that creative space?
I have a little book I write all my ideas in. So I'm talking to you and I'm looking at your shirt, and I might make a note when I'm going home about it, because I like the red and these circles that make a nice painting. If I could teeth it from the artist. But reading, I read a lot.
Right.
Read a lot of authors, and I also listen to a lot of little podcasts and things on YouTube. And of course, news.
Well,
All right, let's get into the final one. Pan and
this
Pui.
one.
Pan and Pui. Pan and Pui is part of a set of pieces I did for the music therapist, Jamal Glynn. He was, during the COVID, as I was saying, when I called him to ask him about anxiety in children and how he detoxes from all these sad things you're hearing. And he said, I'm hearing words, and I'm writing some words. I'll send you something. and his words were so metaphoric that once I read them, I could see the picture. Right. So he decided to do a collaboration with other artists as well, and other musicians on mental wellness. So, because of course he's a steel band guy.
Right.
So he has that whole project now called Panscription.
You know, and taking a look at it, you also see again there are some gems that are hidden within. I'm seeing a cityscape there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
A smaller steel pan, a face,
Yeah.
and so much more. Is that a butterfly as well at the steel pan?
Some butterflies.
Look at that.
Every piece must have some human element in it because it's about our human condition. That's the point.
So you're not into like landscapes and them kind of thing?
No. No. If I do a landscape, the tree will always be a person or something. That's the affliction of the artist.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm interested in, you said you started to do real art after you retired.
Yeah.
Is it because you spent so much time focusing on teaching that you didn't bother to focus on whatever you wanted to do as an artist?
That's right, because when you all look good. You get full points for that. A plus. When you're teaching, you use a lot of your ideas. You let the students borrow, or you break up pieces of your ideas and you share them among. So if a child has, written, all he has is photocopied paper, you can now decide, let's tear it up, make it windows, let's do a collage, you bring magazines, you say, take this guy from here, take this butterfly, take this bird, put them together, let me see what you get. Try something, give me a sky, So you're always pushing children to be more imaginative, be more creative, to make more statements, right? And because art is a language,
Right.
and they have to learn the language. But so when you're home, you just rip up your paper. If the painting can come out good, tear up the paper.
Yeah.
And that's a collage right there.
Oh. Interesting.
I was recycling and reusing.
Of course.
I love it.
You tear it up and you're seeing some beautiful colors.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you might as well use it again.
Yeah.
Deborah, you're awesome. Thank you so much for lending us your paintings for the week. And thank
You're
you for
welcome.
joining us on this early morning.
They're also for sale.
Oh, nice. How can people
Except
get in
this
contact with
one,
you to buy them?
guys.
Well, I'm a member of Art Society, so that anybody who wants some information can call the Art Society.
Wonderful. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, Deborah Clement is going to be gracing, of course, our studio with her fantastic work over the next week. As she just mentioned, you can get in contact with the Art Society. And thank you so much, the Art Society, for continuing to work with us for the art exhibit series, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, I do have a show coming up, a group show called Meraki in November, late November.
Where?
Feel
At
free-
the Art Society?
At Think Artwork.
At Think Artwork.
Wonderful.
Feel free
Fantastic.
to visit.
Definitely.
And feel free to stay tuned. This is the
Yes.
Now Morning Show, and there's a lot more coming up on your morning. We'll be back in a few.
Like this,